Hello, this is Linda. Welcome to Linda's Flower Arrangements. Today I'm taking a plunge. I'm going to be doing one that you actually have to cut, glue, and tape. We'll see about the tape. I don't have the tape right here. I got a glue gun. So we're going to break out the glue gun today and get cracking. The first thing we're going to be doing is prepping. So I'm going to have to take the flower heads off the flowers because we want a flat display. So all I have to do is cut them off. And let me see. All you gotta do is cut them. I go all the way around. Yes, I know these ain't really sharp scissors, but these are the ones I got. And then I bend it and break it. But they're sharp enough. You take the... And the same thing we're going to be doing with the berries, because we're going to glue them along too. We don't need them on a stem, so we're just going to cut them off. These are a little bit easier to cut. And we can keep them in clusters like that, but we don't need the stem. And that'll be sprinkled throughout the week. Yes, my videos is not scripted any. I don't script anything. They have a starter end. See how you have that much stem? See? We don't need all that. So we're going to cut that, because we don't need it. And I will also be, before I glue it, I will be taping it to the hoop, which is over here. You tape it to the hoop, then you start gluing. But we're just making sure at the other end, it don't have one of those long leads on the other end, because we don't need that. And cut it again. See? Now, I'll rig up the hot glue gun and I'll be back in a minute. Before we get going with the hot glue, we need to temporarily get one of the strands of leaves and tape it to the wreath. It's only a little tape because it's only temporary. You're going to tape it at various intervals. So when you go to glue it, and I glue on the inside. See, I'm going to glue on the inside. That's the side that I want to glue on. That way, you won't see the glue if you do it on the inside. If you do it on the outside, you will. So, I'll be back in a minute after I get it done taped. Before we get going with the glue, I put some foil down to make sure that it protects the blanket I have on underneath. Now, what I'm going to do is, you see how it ends there? Well, I want to at least overlap it a little bit, just in case when I actually do glue it, I have more slack. So if I need to use it, I got it. So I'll be cutting it in a minute. I'll show you the cut. Okay, now like I said, I'm letting extra just in case I need more. I got more. See, I got extra. I'll be honest with you, the glue didn't do it as well as the tape will. So what we'll do is we'll tape it. All you gotta do is take the tape and start at one end and just wrap it around and keep wrapping it around. I cut it in strips because it's easier than using a whole roll. And just wrap it Okay, come on. Okay. It is. Takes a lot of patience to do this. You just grab it. Around. Keep wrapping it around. Yes, it takes patience to do it. And yes, it's going to take me a while to do it. But see how it's starting to look? You do that with the whole wreath. I'll be back when it's done. Now I'm going to show you the hardest thing to do. You see where one ends? You got to start a new one. So I have to cut another strip. And since it is near a leaf, I am doubly blessed with starting it right where I want it to start. But I'll show you how to do it anyway. And before I show you how to do it, see, I did most of it already. Almost all of it. Now, I'll show you what you do. You see where it ended? Right here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back with a new one, and you go over it a couple times to start it. That way it'll take that you can start moving up and just go right over what you just did. And see, you want to hold that one that way, so when you go over it, I'm going over it just the opposite direction. You have to know this little trick when you're wrapping. Yes, it takes a while to do it this way. It's labor intensive, I ain't gonna lie. It is labor intensive. But you're not going to see this type of wreath in a store. I should say it's a centerpiece. I'm back. Okay, like I said, remember I told you to overlap it? See the overlap? That's the overlap. So we want to cut that right there because I wanted to make sure we had enough. See, that's how much excess we had. So now we're just going to wrap that in with that. See? And you won't even know it was separate. I'll just go over it a couple times to make sure it's in good. So, I remember years ago, times was a lot different than they are now. I remember when the lights came on, the street lights came on, you had to have your butt home. You was not going to stay out after dark. If you did, you had to have your parents' permission. And you'd be lucky if you could play out catching lightning bugs. Have anyone noticed out there that it's hard to find lightning bugs now? See? Here we go. It's almost done. This first one. Then guess what I have to do? I do the same thing with the second one. Yep. And I'll be placing maple leaves where the bare spots of the other leaves was. And see how this is right here? We got to join the two together so no one will be able to know that you had it separate. Yeah, it's not hard to do, it's time consuming. Let me see. Let me see. There you go. And what I do is for my hot glue gun, if this doesn't stick when you wrap it, I'll do a little dab of the hot glue gun and stick it. See how full it's getting? And yeah, we have a little excess. We'll worry about that after I'm done wrapping. So I'm going to do the round and round and round and round with the tape again. Same thing as before. We'll be back when it's done. I do admit that since the wreath is more fuller, got more leaves on it, you have to be careful of where the leaves are placed. And you have to see, try to watch ahead of you to see where the leaves are going. And just remember, when you're starting a new one, go over the area that you just finished, kind of backtrack, and then go over it with the new tape. That way, it's seamless. See? Just make sure the leaves are the right position that you want them. I like them on top. Now I did that. I got it all taped. I'll show you how it looks. That's how it looks taped. Let me go slow. And now what I'll do is I will put on my sunflowers. See, what I'll do is I'll just put them on like that. And I space them out to see if I like them at the location. And I can move them around before gluing them down. See? Now I'll glue them in that spot because I like it there. Now all I'm doing is gluing them to the locations that I like. Okay. And you put some, there we go. And you hold it in place while it's gluing. Okay. So far, this is what it looks like. It's not done yet. I got the berries I got to put on there. And I also have the pumpkins and like that. So we got these berries. What I'm going to do, I'll show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to be picking the placement of the berries. It's anywhere you want some berries or think you need some berries. Like right here. It might look good there. You need some more up here. That'd be a good spot since it's lacking berries. Basically, I target bare areas so you can give them something that's not bare. It's what I call a filler. You just shove it in where they're, and yes, you can add more berries to it. See, I put more berries over there. Okay. And we can have some over here too. Put some over here too. And where else? And we could even have some right here as filler this filler right there. See, right there. And all we got to do is glue them in the spots that you want. I'll be back after I glue them. All I'm going to be doing is gluing the berries. And you hold it until it dries. Now all I'm doing is putting the pine cones where I think they'll look pretty. So I've got one up there, I got one over here, I got one over here, I got one over here, and one over here. Now all I gotta do is glue them on with the hot glue gun. Now all I'm doing is gluing on the pumpkins. I'll try to pick a bare spot where you need something and then glue it on. This one got to be glued on right here. So, that's all you got to do for the time being, and let it sit. I'll be back in a few. That is what the flower arrangement looks like when it's all done. Thank you for watching my video. Please like and subscribe. Thank you.